guys to an evening game between Jordan 23 and TheViper. Quickly turn the chat off because that is a huge distraction. And let's take a quick look at the map and where the players are at. So, it's blind random they're playing, which is really interesting. And looks like we have Baltic here. Something like Baltic. I'm not sure. You know, the amount of casting I've done over the past couple weeks has really shown me my inexperience. uh, it kind of looks like Baltic, so we're gonna go with Baltic, and just roll with that. So obviously, there's this huge body of water in the middle here. These guys are unaware of that until they scout a bit, and as it's blind random. So really interesting, and the civilizations are Persian, so we have the Viper here in the yellow, and he's playing as the Persians. Just taking a look at his, I thought we saw some bugged resources here. It doesn't look like as though the resources are bugged. It looks like it's fine. It's just going to be it's going to be really hard to gather from these golds here. Even that one, there's wood all up in their business. Now, so Viper's playing as Persians in the yellow here. Things don't look too bad for him. Wall's easy on this side. Wall's easy on this side. Win the water, right? Sounds like the normal plan for these players, these type of players on this type of map. Then we have Jordan 23 over here, also playing as the Persians again. And his golds are not bugged at all. I mean, that one's kind of close to the water, which isn't good, but he has golds here, stone here, gold. And not saying that Vipers are bugged, actually, I'm sorry, but it's just in an awful location, isn't it? So, this one isn't really the best. It's just not easy to wrap your villagers around and gather. Now, this guy's just going to be doing standard builds, getting out their ducks. And in the meantime, I'll take a little bit of time to breathe. It looks like Viper, well, he has that sheep there. He's going to bring that over. But he has there's some extra sheep around this map that Viper could have found there. He didn't. He chose to just scout out the enemy. And there's 3 extra sheep there as well for Jordan. And so we will see how it plays out in the water with these guys. Both these guys, amazing players. I was just talking in another Twitch stream until I saw this game and decided, well, why not stream? And, you know, I was just talking. I said, who are the top 5 in your eyes to who I was speaking to? Who are the top 5 1v1 players in the world? And these 2, of course, were mentioned. First 4, I believe. The 5th one was a toss-up. So, Viper going to come across here, bringing his next boar. Wouldn't you know it, on the other side, this villager, when this villager's done bringing shorefish, probably going to bring back the boar, just like Viper did a little bit earlier. Very similar builds. And there you go. I mean, what did I tell you? These guys are just so good and so similar in their play because of that. I don't think this gold's really going to pose a huge problem, really, but it's going to be a big pain in the butt. When it gets to, like, a Castle Age and these guys really start passing villagers around, that's going to be a problem. Viper just saying go away in the chat there. I believe these guys are good friends. I could be wrong on that, but they're both, of course, Tyrant players. And I believe they're good friends as well, so it's fun for them to mess around. As Jordan says, forgot about you chatting all the time. God. So, alright, so these guys are going to be trying to get up to the next stage shortly, getting out their docks and then getting out their galleys and mixing up their economies. All over to wood and gold, with the exception of a couple fishing ships, usually 4, and they're going to have 4 out on this side for the Viper. On this side, Jordan just getting out his 4th as well, and clicking up a little bit behind. 20-second difference, not too substantial. I'm wondering if these guys know where the dock locations are. So yeah, at this point, they just did a full circle around the map, figured out where the dock locations are, and they found, Jordan found Viper's dock, and Viper found Jordan's dock. So these guys aware of where they need to send their galleys, so the 20-second difference and Viper getting up a little bit sooner will certainly help a little bit because that galley will be able to get over and put on a little bit of pressure, delay a little bit of food economy. And So a little bit of an edge to the Viper right now as 3 go over to gold here, and 3 go over to gold here. And as you can see, these villagers are not really disrupted by this section of wood next to the gold right now. But I think later in the game, when you have like 8+ on this gold pile, you can't build another mining camp back here or on the side. It's going to be very hard for the Viper to have as efficient of a collection rate from that gold. So, here we have it. Here come the galleys and all standard stuff right now. Viper's actually went up a vill late, which is why he was up a little bit earlier. And so, he's down a vill. But now he seems like he very well may just catch up. It's going to be very close timing. He might just catch up, though, just because of the fact that he hit the next age sooner. Scout's going to war here, and Viper now is going to have some line of sight over the map, especially if any landings or anything come in or any sneak villagers. Viper has his scout, and that's really actually overlooked as going to be important, I think, by Jordan, and just letting his scout die. So third dock coming up now for Jordan, and it looks as though Jordan getting up his third dock. Fishing ship's okay because he's able to get 2 galleys out as the Viper getting up his third as well. Like clockwork, really. Like clockwork. A little bit of house for the Viper, already getting the house up though. And military at this point is just really 1 on the water in the lead for the Viper. Not a huge difference. That added military you see at the bottom, it's just that scout not going to really do much in the way of damage militarily. So we'll see. And a little bit of an engagement here, a little bit of a micro war. And Jordan focusing down the 1 galley there from the Viper, and you can see it is down to 16 HP as the Viper leaves that one out of the fight. And I think Jordan had a very nice engagement there. His are still above half HP as the Viper comes in and tries to peck away at the galleys of Jordan. Just checking at the vills, everything's still the same. Military Viper still has 1 lead, but Viper still, with the scouting he has, holding that score lead right now. I think I don't have time to check the scouting, but that would be my guess, is that he is certainly ahead in that regard because he has his scout. You heard the blacksmith go up, and you see in the top right, Fletching coming in for the Viper. And now I'm going to start slowing things down. I don't like to watch it in the speed that the spec has. It's a little too fast for my liking. And as you can see here, now the micro war is going to begin. So they're both going to get Fletching in. Both have it now. And it's just going to be who can push and who can make the most of their galleys. No real huge losses. In fact, I can't recall a loss at all for any of these guys. You see the kills and the deaths in the bottom. It's actually in favor of the Viper only because of that scout conflict. And now is where, as these galleys mass up, we're going to see some real important fights here from both these players. I still think Jordan's taking the better fights. I mean, I am, of course, following units of the Viper, and it looks like Jordan has some weak ones too, but Jordan's still taking advantage of some better micro, I think, thus far, and weakening some of the Viper ships in there. But the Viper just has more mass. He's always has that 1 more galley, and that's going to help. But no galleys down yet for any of these guys, and we're still at the 15-minute mark. And there we go. Oh, very close. Both of those guys pulling out of that engagement there, and very beautiful stuff. It's very fun to watch water micro. A lot of people hate water maps, and as Jordan takes 50 more HP off a galley, I have to say that another good shot there from Jordan. I have to say that water micro is a beautiful thing. I love it. It's a part of the game that people don't always enjoy. And I'm wondering, looking at Jordan's resources, he's about to get to the point where he can click up to the next stage. None of these guys have even lost a galley. Are these guys just trying to see who can do the best fast castle time? And if that's the case, as a unit goes down for the Viper, I think Jordan is just going to have the edge there with his resources. You'll take a look. Does he have his market? He has his blacksmith. He's clicked up already. And Viper himself is very far away and just continuing to create galleys. So now is when Viper needs to make really the push, really make the move, because he still has a couple galley lead, and we haven't seen Jordan push out, which, ooh, wrong button. So it should be obvious to Viper at this point that if he knew at least that the Castle Age was coming in, he would need to push in, but he's not doing it. He must think that that score lead, you know, it's only 200 score lead. Could be up to many things. Oftentimes you can tell the opponent clicked up because of that score lead. And Viper, he's probably going to be forced to flee on the water. Once Jordan hits the Castle Age, he's not yet clicked up. He needs to get some galley kills. He needs to get some type of military advantage. But Jordan's still holding his own there. And still, you know, there's been 3 kills for Jordan this game. And now the first one on the water for the Viper. So the Viper has 5 more military. He's clicked up to the Castle Age. He has to make his move. Jordan not allowing him to get any significant kills in. And Viper, though he's gained a little bit of ground, the fishing ships are getting pushed back. He's going to have to flee in a second here, you would think, because that Castle Age upgrade just hit for Jordan 23. And Jordan, as the Viper now comes in, the Viper says, oh, I got to get some kills now. And Jordan seems like he's going to fight. Why are you fighting, Jordan? Viper's huge kills right now. Huge, 2 huge kills. And Viper still needs to be careful. That War Galley upgrade's going to come in soon. As he's going to get another one. He's going to lose one, actually. Lose a couple. And Viper had one for the taking there. One he could have easily taken. But now, he's up against War Galleys. And, well, it's going to be really a huge test of micro now for the Viper, because that range is going to come in shortly for Jordan as well. And while he's going to be up to the Castle Age himself shortly, while he does have a military lead, he still is behind in tech, and these War Galleys are very strong. So, we'll see if Viper chooses to maintain his water control and push out a little bit. Ballistics hasn't come in yet, and he's going to continue to push out, and he's losing a lot of units, though. He's killed 2, and he's lost 2 or 3. Kind of hard to say if that was worth it for the Viper, but he certainly needed the time. And that time he now has to get those upgrades in. He's going to be able to get War Galley. He's going to be able to get Bodkin Arrow. And we have, yet to see Bodkin Arrow come in for Jordan 23. That idle? How long has that idle been there? Yeah, Jordan has twice as much idle time. Is it because of that idle villager? Like, Jordan, what's up? You don't want to use that chick? But yeah, still going on in the water. We haven't seen Bodkin Arrow come in yet for Jordan 23. And Viper gets his upgrades in now. And Jordan coming in for the fishing ships. And I don't know if it's worth taking out 4 fishing ships, even if he gets all of them, to lose the amount of army you have right now, Jordan. And Jordan taking a significant loss there. Possibly going to get 2 out of the 4 fishing ships. Might just get 3. There you go. But military-wise, I said militarily once, and I don't think that sounded right today. Viper's really in a decent spot. He also is getting a stable out to send some knights out. You see a nice boom starting from Jordan, getting out a second TC. And Viper already has his War Galleys on the docks of Jordan 23. As Jordan's sending in some knights as well. He has a stable on the side. And that's probably why we're seeing the camels now come out as well in the monastery. I think for now, with the exception of these units here, they can come over this TC. I think Viper's going to be completely fine. Be interesting if he's going to do any bit of fish boom here at all. That camel will go down. These villagers are going to have to engage that remaining knight, if it's not dealt with. And I was speaking about the idle time a little bit ago, and now with these knights coming in, and upgrades of course from Jordan, it looks like Viper you know, certainly idling a lot of villagers, a lot of his economy is not able to be effective. And these knights are coming in, they do have some upgrades, and they're going to kill villagers for sure. And Jordan, though he's lost the water now, has done some impact on land, and he's also up to 2 TCs. So, I've really liked what Jordan has done so far. He's going to get another villager there. If he chooses to commit, he's going to lose a knight, though. There we go. Went in a little bit too far towards that monk. And as both these guys are adding up in idle time, I have to say that though, and apologies for missing most of it, though Jordan lost the water, it was a very quick counter on this side to get some knights in and get a couple kills and just delay economy. Now up to 2 TCs is the Viper as well, going over to Stone, has a couple camels out in defense, the knight he converted and a couple monks. He should be fine now because this is fully walled off, and of course he has some galleys there to control as well. So now it's kind of a boom fest, and we will see who can boom the most and the quickest. And what the play is going to be for Jordan if he hits the Imperial Age first. Because economy-wise, Jordan is 7 in the lead. Military-wise, he's behind. And I think, you know, he certainly did what he needed to do to try and get back in this game and give a counterpunch and to just put some damage in, right? And he did that. He got some kills. After losing all of his water control, remember, as the Viper is now going to have a nice fish boom, which is this nice source of food economy, though it is kind of slow. It is a very nice source of food economy, cost efficient as well, if you keep them alive. So, this is what could be Jordan's play. I mean, right now, sending camels in at galleys is not ideal. He's going to back out there. But right now, as you can see at home, he's on 3 TCs, going up to 4 TCs, so he's a huge boom he's going to need. And he's going to have to do one of two things. I mean, he could force land pressure in on this side, and he could really pressure in. Now, the walling potential for Viper is really, really easy, and of course, it doesn't need to be that side. It could always be this side as well. Or what he could do is find a good location. As he gets some fire ships out now as well, which Viper will notice, he could find a good location to put a castle down, and then win the water back, either now or in Imperial, when he could have added tech. Now, right now, he's losing his docks. He's getting galleys out. Fire ships out to fight these galleys, but it's going to be very hard. It's going to be a very hard fight, especially when the Viper now realizes this and starts making more war galleys. So I think a decent approach for him is, of course, trying to win the water back, but I don't know about doing it at this time. I think potentially going heavy on land, like if you go Cavalier, Paladin, or galleys don't do all that much against it, and possibly you could make your way in. It's a risk, but possible. Or, of course, you can go the castle route, and he is on stone. I don't know, just right now, Jordan, 25 more villagers, man. It's insane. So Viper, he's getting some upgrades, but he's only been on these 2 TCs for I don't know how long. Well, Jordan's been on 4, so it's not going to be ideal for Viper economy-wise, comparatively, at least for some time. So we'll see what the play is here for Jordan. I think he had the right approach to the right response here. We do have the Viper sending a monk out here. And are you going to get the relic? I might be getting... You're going to want to get this one because it looks like Jordan's going to come out and get this one. Relics are really important. And that added gold. There's no trade in 1v1. So, I mean, you run out of gold, you run out of gold. So 1v1s are especially important. And it looks like the Viper is going to miss out on this relic here. It's a shame. He could have had that galley there to push Jordan away. Now he has seen this here. The relic is no longer there. The relic is no longer there for Pickens. But yeah, it looks like that's going to get back home for Jordan. Just really good. No relics for any of these guys just yet. Both these guys continuing to boom up as villagers come out across the map from Jordan right now. And I'm wondering if he's going to go another TC. Ooh, Viper might be able to spot that. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, he's going to spot those villagers, and he's going to send a knight and a camel here. Decent upgrades on it as well. I wonder if Viper's going to choose to convert with this monk or not. Just run away. We will see what Jordan does there. Jordan, though, its economy advantage is still huge. He's 24, 25, depending, villagers ahead. These villagers are going to have to run away, and that advantage is not going to be so strong. He was looking to get a town center out on this side. Can he quick wall it? Oh, the Campbell's going to get in the way. Oh, what a boss. Looks like she sacrificed herself to wall in her friends. But it didn't work out, and they're all going to die now. Viper's coming around, and picking up that relic as well. Viper's coming around with some camels. I'm not sure where he's getting them from. Might be transporting them, because they're just showing up. But he's going to deny this TC, and I think Jordan was fine if he would have let that one chick just keep doing the business over there with the wall. But yeah, I mean, nice fish boom for Viper. Though, so keep that in mind. He has 11 fish. Well, Jordan does not have that fishing, so Jordan is ahead in villagers. But he doesn't have the fishing, so that is important. But up to Imperial before the Viper, which was expected, is Jordan now. So we have to pay quick attention to what he's going to do. We saw villagers try and break out on this side, and they're going to come around now, it looks like, and try and get that TC up for a even larger boom. But what is his play going to be? He has no water control. He's making galleys, and there's the castle. So we're probably going to see him try and win back the water in a big way. And Viper's going to need to get up to the next stage, get up his own castle, maybe in defense in the water. We'll see what happens. Viper's still trying to cause some troubles here. But I think now these villagers are going to be okay. And that knight is certainly going to go down. No doubt about it. Viper, not here. He seems like he's patrolling this area for any fire ships potentially to come in. And the docks are going to start coming up now from Jordan. He's going to be able to get all the upgrades on work galleys. And if he has the wood, which he doesn't really have right now, he's creating all these docks and creating all these extra galleys. If he has the wood, he's going to be able to just spam ships. And Viper is going to have to hold on until he can get up to the next stage, as he's already clicked up. Now, Viper continuing to transport monks, and I think that's really cool to see. These guys are just like so pro. And he's getting up some more docks out. Self Viper, and he's going to save. Lost one, but he's going to save the other monk. Interesting, this side hasn't been walled up yet. Interesting, we haven't seen a castle go up yet from the Viper on any of these docks because he knows what's coming. But military-wise, Viper's still in the lead in a huge way. And I think, even though his villagers are below what Jordan has, these fishing ships have really been pulling for him. And, it's not going to be as huge a deal unless he loses those. So, we do see Galleon coming in for Jordan 23. So Jordan 23, though, only 4 docks. So that's not really significant. You would think he would need more than that to push this back. But we're not seeing it. He's getting chemistry as well. Persians, I don't believe, get Bracer. Is that the case? Do they not get Bracer? Yeah, they don't get Bracer, so going with Chem makes sense. Because that's going to be the final upgrade for these, or attack upgrade for these galleys. They can still use careening as far as any little bit of defense and armor on these ships. But it looks like Viper opened this, and there's now a transport blocking the way. And remember, there still is a stable up here from Jordan 23. Viper thinks it's going to be all water, but if this is not walled, actually, that tree also could get chopped. Could be a really huge deal if some knights start getting into, and some cavalier potentially from Jordan 23 start getting into the eco of the Viper here. And so he needs to be careful on this side. He's gonna get his castle out there. Again, no wall on this side, and nothing really going on as far as any stables or anything on this side. We do have a little bit of a cleanup from Jordan 23 on some of the extra units left from the Viper here in this location. But Viper, he still has a lot of military. He has 27, and most of them are galleys. So as he's just hit the next stage, he's going to be able to upgrade and hopefully hold the water. My worry for him is, of course, this top side. But right now, it seems like Jordan isn't pushing in. But the fishing ships, no, save the fishing ships. The fishing ships are going down, and we've already said the Viper's now 30 vills behind, and still vills coming out from Jordan 23. Viper not really making any more. He has the food to continue to make villagers. I'm not sure, like, there's certain civilizations where you don't need as many vills, and I'm not really one to say. They are the ones to do that. If they were casting, they could tell me what was best in that situation. So, Viper, I'm going to trust his judgment on saving all this food and not putting many villagers. I mean, these knights are coming in on this side, though Jordan looks like he's just going to wall and try to win the water. I don't know how I feel about that. Viper's going light cav out of his one and only stable to use all that food. And, you know, he has a huge advantage on the water still. But say, I mean, he's at 35 military, 22 total for Jordan. And Viper knows that castle's there. He's going to push in anyway. But Viper does not have careening. Viper does not have chemistry, though it's on its way. And, you know, there are many games where I see the same upgrades come in for every player all the time. But careening is one of those things that is not consistent with when players get it. And I think Viper, with the resources he has now, should get it. But he's not. These knights have been a problem on this side with his wood economy. He still doesn't have chemistry, and he's engaging versus chemistry and careening. And Jordan could easily turn this around. The upgrades are hugely important in this fight. And just watch the military count on the bottom here. It's kind of level, which means that Jordan's probably going to be able to hold in here a little bit longer. Viper continuing to push. And he does have light cav, remember, he could push. And there we go. I mean, of course, with Jordan being able to replenish his forces right here, that's a real benefit to him. And I mean, just like that, Jordan's in the military lead. And I'm not sure why the Viper has not got careening. I'm not sure why he has not gotten it. It's an upgrade you can get on your most important military at this point, which is on the water. Viper, again, this side was a worry for him. The idle time is significantly higher for Jordan, which is surprising, but he also has a much larger eco. And check that awful mess out. It's not often you see something like this. Jordan right now, though he's fighting on the water, or getting there, he has 30 idols. How do you have 30 idols? Like, and not address, like, that's really bad for Jordan. That could really turn things around for the Viper, at least. Viper, are you kidding me? Jordan's getting Elite War Elephant? What? That's such a costly upgrade. But he has the castle here, we saw, which is kind of stopping any raiding coming in from any of these hussars or knights from the Viper. And so he's continuing to make units on the water. He's addressing these idols. He's not that bad. He's actually not bad at all. I didn't mean to say he was bad. But I am incredibly surprised that we're going to see war elephants here. That elite war elephants at that. And he's going to make a castle as well. And Viper on this side isn't really aware that this is being built upon. He's still trying to raid. But this castle, having all the ranged and attack upgrades, ballistics, it's going to take down so many units as they run past. So good castle there from Jordan. But, I mean, nice upgrades. Viper catching up in builds now, but Jordan has had a lot of villagers this entire game. More than the Viper, and he now has the eco to show for it. And he's going to get these bombard cannons out now, and they're going to be able to hit that castle. And let's see what the Viper has here. He has hussars, he has rams, and hussars very good against bombard cannons. The rams very good against this castle. But if just a couple elite war elephants are made, you gotta think that Jordan's gonna be in a good spot. Though on the water, Viper not really making anything right now. Garrisoning in his docks. He's actually not creating any galleys right now. And again, he still has no careening as Jordan is continually attacking here, and Viper's units haven't been attacking half this time. This castle not in range of these galleys, so Jordan not really in any real threat. And it looks like Jordan is taking this water right away from the Viper. And full swing, really. A huge change in what we saw throughout this entire match. I mean, Viper has had full control, and now he's in a real rough spot just because of a couple upgrades and choosing to go land. And I don't know if prioritizing land as an elite war elephant. A couple elite war elephants come out. They're so cool. And there they are. We'll see how these elephants fare. But I don't think choosing to go land was very smart from the Viper. He did choose to do it though, and Monk gets sniped. And the water control is now going to help from all sides of the map for Jordan. Is engaging at the base of this castle, which means bye-bye galleys. But over on this side, it's really going to help him out. He had a bombard cannon in range of the castle, which is never good. And he's fully walled. So I wonder if Viper's scratching his head now that he tried to go land like this and didn't try to hold the water. I'm not sure. He still has a lot of docks he can produce from. We're getting to the point in the game where these golds are an issue for the Viper. He can't get him in as successfully as if there were no wood line here. I mentioned that in the beginning of the game. He still has a lot of gold left, though. Jordan has some gold there. Does he have... Well, still this castle being repaired. I'm not seeing all that much... not as much gold for Jordan. So a little bit of bombard cannon micro here is going to take place, and Viper getting a really nice hit. That's going to keep his castle alive for a little bit longer here. Just has to be careful that these galleons don't get some good shots on the bombard cannons, which is why that water control is so important. The Viper, though, is getting some more galleys massed. This side's still a worry for him. He could have some elite war elephants come in on this side, and there's really nothing he can do. Both these guys researching Halberdier right now, so Halbs would always be good against that. But it's just never ideal to have this side of your base open. But the Viper is going to engage now, and remind you, he still has no careening, but I guess Jordan doesn't want to use patrol anymore this game because he's going to lose 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how many units he's just lost. But not even attacking at all there. He is attacking on this side. These bombard cannons. But Viper now has the water right back. And so ultimately what I think is important at the end of games when gold has been spent, a little bit of Hussar rating here. When gold's been spent, for the most part, it's getting down to the nitty gritty. I like to take a look at what researches have taken place. And so far, chemistry is coming in for both of these guys. Hussar has come in for the Viper. Halberdier is coming for the Viper. And so those are two important upgrades. He also has Siege Ram as well. Now, for Jordan, he has Halberdier, he has Elite War Elephant, which could be a really costly win or a really costly loss for him, honestly. And then he also does not have Hussar or Siege Ram, as he gets Siege Ram now. So these guys, I think the biggest difference is just going to be the War Elephant choice and the Hussar choice. The Hussar, of course, could always come later in the game for Jordan. These idols were there earlier as well. Jordan has had a lot of idle time this game. I think he's a little rusty. Now, Jordan, right back, is going to try and win this water back. It's costly to keep losing the water like this, because if you do, you have to win it back, and you have to spend all these resources. So it looks as though there's a couple galleys in each of these docks, but not really prioritizing winning it back, as I say that. It's Jordan. I mean, he's not producing from there. He's all pushing from this side. He's got light cav coming. He's trying to focus down this castle and pushing on this right side, but it's easily walled from the Viper, and if the Viper holds water control, he should be fine. Back on this side, we do have the hand cannon choice from the Viper. We'll see how they fare against the Elite War Elephants. Elite War Elephants are so strong. I think with the mix of the Halberdier and the hand cannons, should be just fine against these Elite War Elephants. 620 HP right now. As I take a quick pause to address something. Yeah, so 620 HP is ridiculous. And it's not a... I mean, as you can just watch this Elite War Elephant, he's surviving amongst like 20 enemy troops. It's, they're very tanky units. And as you can see here, taking out villagers, Viper having rams come in on him as well, and Jordan now getting a Hussar. And Jordan seems to be pushing on the land quite a lot, on both sides actually. And Viper making monks on the right side, which is an excellent, exciting choice. But on the left side is where I'm seeing more Elite War Elephants being made. So he may want to transfer these monks to the other side. Let's see if the Viper... There we go. He is making monks there, and this also excites me because I love to see like big GM matches, for example, where lots of Elite War Elephants are seen, and they just convert them. They're too hard to kill, so just convert them, and that's what the Viper's going to try and do now. He is pop capped, and as far as water control goes, Jordan is going to try and win it back now. This has been a topsy-turvy game. These guys are so awesome. They're so awesome. I love watching these two play. And the push is coming in. I'm pretty sure that Elite War Elephant was deleted there by Jordan because he knew the monks were in town. And almost losing a trep there. But Jordan could push this water control back. This could really help Jordan out on this side against the monks. And as the Viper starts to push back, this is going to be like a Baltic trash war, isn't it? Let's take a look. We have 1 relic for the Viper. I mean, for Jordan. We have 4 for the Viper. So, in theory, if the Viper just holds on and survives, he can stock up way more gold here and take this game. But remember all the little sneaky transports he did with the monk, which he didn't make a huge deal out at the time. At the time, he was able to, with that, gain a huge advantage in this late game. And now he did get a conversion here on the Elite War Elephant. And I think Viper is in a decent spot now. In a decent spot now with those relics holding both sides. And gosh, I have to keep sneezing. I apologize. So if I have to step away, that is why. But it's in a decent spot. So I'm interested to see if we're going to see any archery ranges come out from Jordan, possibly go skirmisher or something to counter these monks from range. We haven't seen it just yet. Jordan using that water that he built back, and he's continuing to build it back as well. Viper's going to come out and realize that Jordan's actually reinforcing more on water. But Viper is pushing on this side. Jordan's going to try and stop it. Jordan's having an excellent fight here, killing all these units which are here to support the rams. And of course, Jordan having all these upgrades on the Elite War Elephants, gonna just be able to make some Elite War Elephants take out these rams. And those galleons aren't gonna do too bad at doing that either. Viper having to hold both sides now. And when he pushed in on this side, kind of a risk. We'll see if it goes down. That castle seems like it's gonna stay up. It's very close though. Yeah, I think it certainly has enough HP on it. Holy crap, it's so close. Look at that. It's at 100, it's at 200, it's at 300. Oh, it's down and sold. That was absolutely insane. I'm really surprised their siege rams stayed alive so long. So anyway, Viper, he's pushing on both sides, but I haven't seen anything significant really from him, from either of these guys. That's a significant castle, and I apologize again, gosh. Man, when my allergies are done, I would be like the legendary caster of all casters. Gosh, like this, these allergies are awful. So Viper pushing back on this side. And has rams. He has one bombard cannon behind. These Treps, they're killing, just, wow, 3 monks down. And they're going to kill more of them if the monks don't micro their way away. And taking a shot from the bombard cannon away. Treps are a really powerful unit against, in attack, not just against buildings. Back on this side, this castle proving to be really important for Jordan. Viper's going to come in and try and kill without careening. Still, as the Viper says, stop hiding in the chat. I mean, I said earlier that the upgrade of the Elite War Elephant would have to pay off. I don't think it's been necessarily all that much of a deciding factor in this game, but I could say the same for the Hussar choice. I could say the same for a lot of these upgrades for these guys, because they've all played it out defensively very well. No one's made any significant losses as the castle goes up there for the Viper, and these guys are really just camping. And, you know, the benefit for Jordan 23 is he has a little bit more space, but they're going to run out of gold, and Viper, he has more relics. No, Viper can hold. He should be fine, right? I don't know. It's not that easy. It's a lot of execution. And these War Elephants are here. There is a monk, and we'll see if conversion comes in. Back on this side, the push is coming back from Jordan 23, and these hand cannons are going to do a fine job against this Halb. And I think this will be a decent fight for the Viper to hold on. He needs to push back in these castles, so there's castles on both sides. Viper's going to need a significant push. He did get 2 conversions there, which is very nice. And he has a lot of units. Like, Viper has a lot of units. There's only a 6 vote difference, and he has more monks. He has more relics, though he probably also has more monks because he's trying to convert these War Elephants. So, oh my word, a huge loss from the Viper. Lost like 15, 20 units there, and giving Jordan a really, really firm advantage on the water again, which is going to bring Jordan right back over to this side. And for a while, you know, this side has been held from the Viper. All the Viper has been holding his ships here. And Jordan 23 has not been able to push in on that side, but these galleons are going to really pose a huge problem. But here comes that push I was talking about from the Viper. I mean, it looks like the Viper is going to push in with the trip. He's going to come in with a monk in behind if there's any War Elephants in there he can convert. A couple rams, and that castle should go down. No doubt about it. Unless these galleons can really help out. Back on this side, ram train, and I'm not sure. I think the Viper right now is trying to get to these walls so we can just raid eco. But why not transport? Like, that could... Oh, there it is. I mean, I'm the Viper. I said it before he even did it. I'm the... No. Like, seriously, there's the transport. He's going to transport across now and try raiding with Hussars. And... I think Viper's in a good position here because he doesn't have the score lead. And... we have... these Treps going down now. And very nice fight here from the Viper. He's doing a really nice job. He just has to push back on this castle wall. On this side, the only thing that's really slowing his push are these galleons. And I know that my stream is a little bit delayed with the actual live game, but that's because if I do like game speed, it's so fast. And I don't like to commentate on the 75 game speed. I like to be a little bit below it. This is about as fast as I go, so apologies for that. But there we go. Viper's going to get some stables out, which means he's going to be going Hussar. He's also, it looks like, going to be able to take this castle down. And if he does that, he's finally going to be able to push in with some rams here. The monks there will convert any War Elephants. Now remember, Viper has more gold with the extra relics. He having 4 of them. As it looks like Jordan catching out these stables. Looks like he will at least get 2 of them up, though, the Viper. And push on this side, though, it did take the castle out. It is stopped in its tracks for sure. As Jordan, yeah, Jordan's gonna try and get some buildings up on this hill. Now, I think this push, honestly, is going to be a little bit better for the Viper because, you know, back on this side, there's already another castle, and, you know, on this side, all Viper needs to do is break through these walls and start raiding eco. The walling from behind is being stopped by Viper's Hussars now. I think it will ultimately get up, but it's really nice that these Hussars are in here to do some raiding, and this castle still alive, and this water control from Jordan is so huge. You can kill these bombard cannons, you can kill the monks even, you can kill anything, and this castle's still up. Viper is pulling his bombard cannons up to this area, which I think is smart. The monks haven't really fled yet, but the castle, it looks like it's surely going to go down now. That's the second time we've had a castle with Jordan. It's just so close to staying up. But it definitely went down. This water control, really big for Jordan right now. But Viper, of course, is going to want to regain that. And he has extra gold to make galleons. He's going to send his galleons over shortly, you would think. And he's going to continue to raid. Now, where can he raid? Well, he can't go in this direction. But he can go in this direction through or past the castle. And I'm struggling to think of what Jordan's going to do. Push in now with the complete lack of gold. If you watch, I'll stay in his point of view for a while. He's at 324, 325. It's just going to continue to go up by one because all the gold's gone. He also has some raiding coming into his base. And so right now, you know, he has some nice eco going on at home, but he has no gold to push. And, you know, this is not going to be effective on this side. Back on this side, it's all ending on the water because the gold units are going to die. The water control is going to be lost. And Jordan, you know, his gold is going to be an issue. Viper, his gold's rising much faster because of his extra relics. And just confirming he still has them. Which monastery is it? Right there. Should be safe unless something extraordinary happens. You know, check out these elite war elephants. Just walking through. They don't have any speed upgrades or anything. But it's really funny that they're able to walk through castles like that and just getting whacked by hussars and halbs and be completely fine. Viper calling the GG. You know, I wonder... So Viper calls the GG there. I mean, he had halbs coming in on this side. Maybe I was completely wrong, but I feel like the Viper was completely fine there. He didn't have all that much place to collect wood, though, and I think that might have been an issue. I don't know. Very nice win for Jordan, though. Viper was just basically a stalemate the entire game. But Viper calling it, and I think they're playing a second game. So thank you so much for watching this one. So